For this week's remote assignment, I want you to illustrate a typical day in your life. Before you begin your final product, I'd like you to do some brainstorming in your sketchbook. I just started drawing some pictures showing things that I do every day. I show myself in my bed, and then when I think about the next thing that happens, I see my kid come in through my doorway. I think about a piece of toast with some butter. That's usually my morning. We all jump in the car and go to work. When I'm at work, I typically wear my mask and I hop on the computer to check my email and do my little morning routine. Then I help people at their desks. I teach. I get in the car after the end of the day. Sometimes I go for a run. I eat some dinner with my family. That's my little spaghetti and meatballs dinner. I usually go on my phone and go to sleep. Once you kind of have an idea of what you're going to draw, you might want to sketch this out in pencil first on the nice piece of watercolor paper I gave you. And then you're going to do some watercolors for your illustrations today. I'm going to make a little bed like I sketched out in my sketchbook, and I'm just going to have like two little heads here for me and my husband sleeping. I'm going to make a little doorway where my son is going to be waking up. Now, when you start doing your illustrations, you can just fill in some colors first with watercolors, and you really don't have to have much drawing going on. I just want you to think about like what shapes you would need. This is my toast and my knife. There's not a ton of detail yet. I'm going to get to the detail after. First, I just want to get the shapes and colors in. And I'm doing this without a pencil sketch, but if you are more comfortable getting a pencil sketch, that's totally fine. And then just filling that in with your watercolors. This is going to be the image of me with my mask on at the computer. And then there are a few sketches that I want to include. Some I'm leaving out, but I'm going to make my car going one direction and then make it look like it's going the other direction for driving to work and driving from work. I'm going to make a little cell phone. I'm sure everybody who's watching this video spends some time on their phone every day. I also usually play blocks or building with my son, so I'm going to just draw like a pile of big wooden blocks and me and my son playing with them. I'm just doing like a simple like figure that's suggestive of me and him. I'm gonna make my little spaghetti dinner. I like that with the fork and the knife, and then maybe me going for a run. Now, what's really important with this project is after you do your watercolors, I want you to sit and let this dry for a while. I'm sure if you've used watercolors before, you know that they can be really frustrating if they get too wet and they will start to mix together. So I'm doing a second layer right now, but I did let this dry a little bit before I did the second layer. And now I've let it dry again. Once it's completely dry, I want you to practice using a pen to outline your illustration. This will give it a nice hard edge and make the contour lines really stand out. This will give it more of an illustrative feel. So this project, I'm being pretty specific. I'd like you to do watercolors and black pen outline. You can illustrate your typical day though, and it can be completely different. Of course, I would expect your typical day is a little different than mine. I'm going to add some texture to my toast. Just outline my car, put some faces on the people, me, my husband, and my son in his little car seat. Put a little texture on my mask, my hair. See how the pen really defines things? I just had kind of a blob of paint there, but now that I've added the pen, it really brings out the drawing. Again, really make sure that your paints are totally dry when you go in with the pen, or you'll ruin your pen. I'm going to make some marks that make it look like my car's moving one direction this way and the other one's moving the other direction. Add some details to my phone. I usually play chess on my phone. Here's me and my son building. These ones aren't super detailed, but I think I've got the picture, like more of a feeling than anything. And then my spaghetti and meatballs. Feel free to look up references for this project too. You can look up pictures on Google. That can always be helpful. I'm going to give this a little title, My Typical Day, with some serifs. Have a good time. I'm really excited to see what your typical day looks like.